We're back. We've got a white background today because the product I have is going to stick out a little bit more than normal, and some of you are going to immediately recognize the character on this box. I never watched the show myself, but this is Zuko from, Avatar: The Last Airbender, one of the most popular animated shows over the last 20 years or so, I believe. It was very well regarded. Those of you who are fans obviously recognize this guy and recognize his face and his, I guess that's a scar. Yeah, this got sent over to me for free in exchange for a review. I wish I did know a little bit more about Avatar, but I don't. I am familiar with its existence, and I know about who Aang is and all that, and I also know about the terrible movie that was made. So anyway, but yeah, this is a deck box that's made by Ultimate Guard. So I believe this does appear to be officially licensed. It's got the Nintendo logo and everything on it. So this is an officially licensed product. I apologize for the glare there. This is a plastic shell that's over this thing. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and actually open this and get this plastic shell off so that we don't have to worry about that reflection. But this is a deck box, according to the product description anyway. And we're going to open this up here and have a look and see if this is actually worth your money. All right, see, there's the plastic shell, and it is reusable. So if this is something that you wanted to kind of keep and hold on to, I know some people really enjoy their collectibles, especially when it comes to big fandoms like Avatar, then that is definitely reusable. The only bad thing is that if you wanted to reuse this, there's a lot of, you can kind of see it there, a lot of wear on it. It looks like this was rubbing around for some time. It's got it over here too. It's kind of all over the place, so that's a bit unfortunate. So it's not very clean. But this is a little insert that comes with it. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus here. But yeah, get to know all of us, it says. Fully printed collectible box with secure closure, made in Germany from 78% renewable resources. Deck box holds up to 100 double-sleeved or 120 single-sleeved trading cards. Okay, so this actually has some pretty good capacity. According to the information here, that can actually be really, really good. All right, and then we got, let me see, Square, Ultimate Guard. Okay, so yeah, that's, oh, it's got some on the inside too. Thank you for your purchase. Look at all that. The cabbage merchant. That cabbage! I do know the meme. I'm aware of the meme there, but yeah. Apparently that one's rare. I guess it's just a little harder to find. I don't know. Couldn't say. And then it says, bring them all together, and then it looks like it has like a deck box or a storage box that will house all of the different little cubes here. So yeah, that's, hey, you need some help, and it looks like it tells you to go over there for help and stuff. Okay, I'm going to actually keep all this because this is one of those collectible items that I probably won't ever put into service, but I will hold on to it just because, it's got a little appeal as far as, it being collectible. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. It actually looks really, really nice. A little bit of dust, but that's pretty normal. It is a hard plastic. And the colors really pop. It's really, really nice. There's the back there for you. And of course, we've got our top. Take a look at the bottom. It's got some more info there. Avatar Last Airbender 2024. And then, of course, it has more info about the company and where it's made and whatnot. So this is made in Germany. It's actually one of the handful of products that I'm reviewing. It is not made in China. A majority of the deck boxes that I get, they are produced in China. China is a huge manufacturing hub in the world. So really interesting to see something that's made out of Germany. Very, very nice, actually, because there's been a whole bunch of, political stuff going on with certain issues. And, I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this video is about. But still pretty cool to see a product made in a different country other than China. But, yeah. So, I mean, the art itself looks really, really nice. The plastic feels nice and smooth. Now, one thing I did want to note is that, like his ear right here, if I run my finger over it, I can actually feel where it's printed on, which is kind of neat. Yeah, same thing with the eye. You can feel where it's printed on. So it does have a little bit of some raising here, which, I mean, is kind of normal for these types of boxes. Now, of course, my exposure to this particular sort of collectible box is a little limited. So yeah, but it does feel really, really nice there. So it does have some raised edges. Let's go ahead and see if we can crack this sucker open. I imagine this is going to be the edge here. Let's see, how do we get this sucker open? There we go. Okay. So it looks like it is some white plastic. It is very, very firm. It's very sturdy. Doesn't have really any give. It has a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see it flexing, but it does have a tiny bit of give, but it is a very, very firm plastic. And the first thing I noticed here right off is it does have these little dimples. Again, I'm not sure how clear that comes out on camera, but it does have these little dimples here. And it looks like it has them on both sides, where the top part will actually kind of lock into place once you put it back on top. So that's actually a good thing. That'll make sure it secures all of your cards inside there. Let's take a look at this other half. And yeah, I got some little dimples right here as well. Match up with the ones on the bottom. And again, same thing here. Just a very firm plastic. It's all made out of the same plastic material here, though. But actually, it's pretty nice and yeah, pretty hard, pretty stiff. I wonder, is this similar to this BCW deck box? This BCW deck box, the plastic on this one is a little thinner, and it's noticeable. And it's also a smoother plastic, whereas this one, it has a bit more of a matte finish. So, wow, okay. I just smelled that. It has a little bit of a smell to it. It's not bad. It just, yeah, it has a little bit of a light plastic smell to it. Like I said, it's not horrible or anything, but it is noticeable. I just kind of, as I was moving my hand back and forth, it kind of wafted over to me, and I was like, oh, I can smell that. Okay. So as far as the deck box itself, it looks pretty neat. I guess we're going to have to test it out. We're going to put some cards in there. Let me grab my commander deck. We're going to break this sucker out. There we go. This is 100 cards, single-sleeved. We're going to see. Let me double check here. What did it say as far as the capacity here? Holds up to 100 double-sleeved or 120 single-sleeved. Okay, so the number we're looking for is 120. So let me put these over here. Let's start with 100 first. And that should easily fit in there according to these numbers. Yep, and there's 100. Huh. Bit of a tight fit. Again, these are single-sleeved. Pushing it back a bit here, and you can see there, we do have some room. Yeah, I think, yeah, 120 should fit. That actually seems pretty spot on. Okay, so that's 100. Let me break out my other deck here. It's my old World of Warcraft deck, and this is 30 cards. So let me take off 10. Let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so this is an extra 20 cards. Yeah, there you go. 120, just as exactly as advertised. In fact, if I wanted to, I could probably push it a little bit more. It does feel like there's a little bit of room left. It's 121. Okay, now I'm starting to feel how tight it is. Okay, so that's 122 cards. So it definitely lives up to the 120 card claim. So it does win there. Let's go ahead and see if we can close this thing up. Do want to be careful. Now, this is 122 cards. Yep, that's a chonker right there. Okay, so 122 cards. Do I want to do a shake test with 122 cards in there? Because again, the capacity it says is 120. So it should be able to stand up to at least some light shaking and not kind of come loose here. The top does feel like it fits on very, very snugly. So yeah, this actually should do pretty good. Let's do a test. Let's go ahead and do a shake test again. I'm going to start real light, and then we're going to work our way up and see how this kind of holds up here. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's some very light shaking right there. Absolutely no movement in the top at all. Let's go to moderate shaking. Holding up really, really well. Let's just kind of go all out here now. Trying to be careful. I don't want to ruin this deck box. Wow, okay. So even some pretty significant shaking there. This thing held up. 122 cards. I mean, you can pack this sucker full and it holds up. That's really, really good. Now, of course, there's no magnets in this. It's just the little dimples that are on the plastic there. So it's basically just plastic on plastic that's holding it together, and it passes. It passes absolutely just fine. Wow. So even with some really heavy shaking there, it definitely held up. Wow, this is a bit difficult to get off now. There we go. Okay. That is something I did want to try, because it is a bit rough to get it open again once you have it full of cards. Let's go and do 120 again. So again, Let's put the 120 back in here. And let me see if there's a better way for me to get this open. Again, let me close this up real carefully. All right, so it's fully closed. Can it just come up off the top like that? There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, like I said, my exposure to deck boxes of this sort is kind of limited. So yeah, but it seems like it works just fine. Now, of course, the dimples on the inside on the plastic there, over time, they will wear out. So you do have to kind of take that into account. But fresh out of the packaging, it holds just fine. It does a really, really great job. So yeah, easily holds the advertised 120 cards there. What do I think about this deck box? It's extraordinarily collectible. I'll say that. The artwork, again, it's from Avatar. Avatar, huge fandom there. Tons and tons of people love that show, and rightfully so. I keep hearing it's a really, really great show. The artwork is really, really nice. The quality of the material used is excellent. I wouldn't expect anything less. Germany is known for having items that are a bit more expensive, but you do get more for that money that you pay, because the quality of most German products that are made are actually really, really good. Yeah, Germany makes some really, really good stuff, and it goes to show right here in this little deck box, even something as small as this, very, very good quality. The art is great. It looks good. It lives up to its billing. It holds upwards of 122. I'll say 122 because that was a pretty tight fit. So it does hold at least the amount that it advertises. So would I recommend you buy this? If you're a big fan of Avatar, I would say this is something you may want to add to your collection. The only downside, like I said, is I know a lot of people that have collectibles like this, they like to keep the boxes and just kind of keep them box fresh and not actually open them, or they may open them one time just to kind of take a look at it, and then they'll slide it back in the box. The downside, I would say here, as far as it being a collectible, is again all the gunk that you see right here. There's a lot of wear right there, more wear over here. It's just kind of all over this plastic box, which is very unfortunate because the product itself is absolutely excellent. I mean, it is like I said, superior quality here. If you're a big Avatar Last Airbender fan, this could be something you want to add to your collection. Or if you're thinking that you just want to go ahead and start using it as a regular deck box, if you're an Avatar fan, yeah, it's a good deck box. It's very, very good. It definitely does the job really, really well. So I'm going to give this one an absolute buy. Even if you're not a huge Avatar fan, maybe you just want something that's a little bit different, that is actually really high quality. Yeah, this is a buy for me. Absolutely. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it. I will put an affiliate link down in the description to this particular product. There are different versions of it. In fact, let me see. It's kind of hard to see there, but they do have all the various characters, as you can see. So this is just the one that they had available to me to send over to me. I didn't necessarily pick it. They just kind of said, okay, this is the one we're sending you. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, the art on the other characters actually looks really, really good too, as you can see. So you will have a selection. As far as the cost of these, again, I don't like to mention the actual price because they do change all the time. But from what I remember, I do believe these were a little bit more on the expensive side as far as a deck box. So you will pay a little bit of a premium, but like I said, you're getting something for that extra money that you're putting into this. So yeah, very, very good product. Totally recommend it, whether you are or are not an Avatar fan. But thanks for checking out the video, guys. We'll see you next time.